New York Mets fans watching SNY are used to the baseball term getaway day. Well, today at the XL Center in Hartford, it's a getaway day matinee for UConn women's basketball. The last game before the holiday break for the Huskies as they take on longtime Big East foe Seton Hall live here on SNY. And hello, everybody, from downtown Hartford with Megan Kulmo. I'm Alan Bestwick. Maria Marino joins us shortly. So the Huskies come into this last game before the holiday break at 8-2 on the season. They've had injuries. They've had all kinds of shuffles of the lineup. Meg and I were kind of reflecting on how we got to this point. And one player has stood out that, thank goodness, she joined the Huskies for this year. That's Lou Lopez-Seneschal.
Well, when everyone heard back in the summer that this kid from Fairfield was transferring, I know a lot of fans were like, what? Well, I can't imagine what this team would be without this young lady. She can score in traffic. She is an outstanding three-point shooter. You know, she can do it a little bit of everything with the basketball. Terrific back cut, really good with the pull-up. And there, the nice three pull-up on the break. The kid knows how to score. She had to score a ton of points in her career at Fairfield. She didn't expect to be counted on so much offensively, but boy, has she stepped up to it.
And UConn taking on Seton Hall for the 66th time today. And for the Pirates, there is no question who the leader of their team is.
Yeah, the biggest player on this team is 5'3", right?
Yeah.
Lauren Park Lane is a phenomenal scorer. She is a terrific passer. She does a little bit of everything for this team. She is an amazing leader. She's very difficult to guard. UConn is going to have to be very careful whether they come over the screen, under the screen. It's very important for Park Lane and her teammates to keep spacing on that floor and give her an area to get to the lane.
Park Lane, one of the keys to the game. Our keys to the game presented by Nissan. So we'll look at the starting lineups presented by Subaru of New England. Second game for this starting five for UConn of Nika Mule, Lou Lopez-Seneschal, Aubrey Griffin, Aaliyah Edwards, and Dorka Juhas. And on the left for the Seton Hall Pirates, the sixth straight game, their starting lineup will include 21. Third one down, that is Shaylin Pinckney, a freshman from East Hartford, Connecticut. Last year's Connecticut High School Gatorade Player of the Year. So, matinee Big East basketball. Let's see who gets the lump of coal and who gets the nice present at the end of the day with a W wrapped around it.
Well, Tony Bozzella was telling me before the game he really wants to make sure Seton Hall starts hot, comes out competitive, doesn't get down to an early UConn run.
Juhas with the nice kick outside. Mule for three to start the game for UConn.
What a great start for Nika Mule, only her second game back after getting whacked in the head at Notre Dame and missing a few contests.
Here's Sydney Cooks, 14 for Seton Hall, over the top of Juhas. Shot is short. Long rebound, though. Goes back to Seton Hall for a second chance. Cooks again. From way outside, no. Aubrey Griffin with the rebound. Edwards drives inside. There's that 1-2. She's showing
Terrific.
So much.
Yeah, just get that ball, quick turn, step to the basket, so strong.
Cooks again with the ball for the Pirates. Kicks outside to Pinckney. Shaylin Higgins, he drives. Cooks with the stray block shot and turns around and puts it in. Sydney Cooks, 14, graduate student now for Seton Hall. She's one of the two, I would say, best players on that team.
Oh, without a doubt. Second leading scorer, does a lot for Seton Hall.
3-point UConn lead. It's Griffin. Nice kick to Edwards. Got it.
That's where Edwards' game is so much better than in the past, consistently knocking down the mid-range jumper.
Her field goal percentage is terrific this year as Maya Bembry pulls up. No. There's Edwards with the rebound. UConn looks to push. Mule driving all the way in. No. And that's going to be out of bounds off of Griffin, and it'll be Seton Hall ball. So UConn, again, without Gino Auriemma manning the helm today. Associate head coach Chris Daly will run the ship. 14-0 when filling in for Coach Gino. Tony Bozzella, 10th season as the Pirates head coach, 61% winning percentage, great guy, and really has his Pirates motivated for a strong performance today. Rebound by Lopez Seneschal off the miss. 1 of 5 shooting for the Pirates so far.
Great D by Park Lane on Lopez Seneschal.
There's Uhas for 3. No. Griffin couldn't control the rebound, but it was knocked out of bounds off her hands. UConn ball. So far, Seton Hall 1 of 6 from the floor. UConn 3 of 5. And a 5-point lead for the Huskies. Minute and 2.5 minutes into the game. It goes out there by Higgins on Lopez Seneschal. 7 to shoot. Mule made sure the toe was behind the line and drained the 3.
Well, obviously, if you're Seton Hall, they're leaving Nika Mule open, and she is making them pay early.
Two of 2 from long range from Mule. 6 points of UConn's 10. Here's Park Lane, 3 with the ball. She's guarded by Mule. That's a good way to get shut down. Maya Bembry, too strong. Rebound tapped by Lopez Seneschal to Uhas. UConn pushes. Deflection. Into Edwards. Tries to spin over the double team. Shot was short.
Really good pass from Lopez Seneschal into Edwards. Just a little short with the left hand.
Here's Park Lane. Pulls up for 3. Around and out. That's a road rim bounce.
She's had to work hard just for that shot.
Lopez Seneschal will get called for a travel. So good start for UConn. 8-point lead early on.
Yeah, Chris Daly had this team ready for sure, and Tony Bozzella was really concerned before the game with Lopez Seneschal. I think they've done a good job limiting her looks early.
He was also concerned with his team falling behind UConn early. One of the things that the Huskies have done well is get out ahead of teams and open a gap. There's Park Lane. Short on the shot. Long rebound to Mule. Subs into the game for Seton Hall. 13 is Case Satterfield. As Aubrey Griffin lets a 3 fly, and it goes. The kid whose parents are both Seton Hall alums with a 3 on the board. It's going to be knocked out of bounds off of Jayla Jordan into the ball game. And it'll be UConn ball.
Right in front of the Seton Hall bench, too. Bozzella was standing 2 feet from her. He's thinking, seriously? The UConn bench loves it. I don't think Tony Bozzella expected Aubrey Griffin to knock down a 3 5 minutes into the game.
That'd be her 6th made 3 of the year on her 17th attempt. So you take out that bad Notre Dame game, right? She's actually shot the ball from 3 pretty well. Ayanna Patterson into the ball game for UConn with the good save. There's Griffin. Gets it knocked away in the double team, but gets it back. And that is going to be 3 seconds.
That's a tough spot to give her the ball. Seton Hall did a really good job defending and collapsing on the ball in that low post.
So one of the things we're seeing from the Pirates early is when the Huskies try to go to the paint, they are pulling a lot of people in and daring UConn to shoot the long-range ball. Lopez Seneschal defending Azana Baines. Griffin out ahead of the pack. Nice.
Pretty take. What a strong run from Griffin and a good pass from Lopez Seneschal.
13-point UConn lead. A 10-0 run for the Huskies over the last 3 minutes. They're going to call Mule for a kind of an unnecessary foul there.
There's a late whistle, too.
And get us to the first media timeout of the ball game. Well, this is one of the hallmarks of the UConn program. Defense to offense. Aubrey Griffin runs and is rewarded with the bucket. Halfway through quarter number 1, UConn has opened up a 13-point lead on Seton Hall. And our first chance in game to check in with Maria Marino, who's down under the UConn basket.
Thanks, Alan. And I said to Aaliyah Edwards this morning, you look like you want the ball more than you ever have in your career. And she agreed, saying that her and Coach Oriema have had a lot of conversations about demanding the ball and doing work early to ensure more opportunities to score. She said her and Jamel Elliott practice in individual workouts on footwork, getting good positioning, and focusing on that before she gets the ball so she can make an easy pivot. And she also is doing work defensively. She wants to be a leader, a voice in the low post. She feels she's matured to where she's able to play aggressively, but more disciplined, Alan.
All right, Maria, thanks. Edwards there with a rebound.
Nice strong rebound, good positioning.
All of that Maria talked about and more from Aaliyah Edwards this season. Ayanna Patterson tried to get to the rim. That's going to be UConn basketball. No, it's Seton Hall basketball. Sorry.
Number 14, Sydney Cooks.
Now Patterson got that ball in the low post. Seton Hall did a good job collapsing on her. The freshman will learn over time. If you see 3 or 4 jerseys on, you're probably smart to kick it out.
UConn trying to take advantage of its size advantage inside. Nice cut by Park Lane and gets the roll.
Size advantage or not, the 5'3" kid just back cut and scored on that back line. Quick move by Park Lane.
Breaks a long dry spell for the Pirates. Out of the timeout. 3 Pirates in the paint on that play, so the long shot from outside by Lopez Seneschal missed. UConn, though, with the rebound. There's Edwards. Too strong. And Seton Hall with the rebound. That's a step from Kay Satterfield. Turnover to UConn.
Yeah, just shuffled her feet before the ball hit the floor.
Anthony Bozzella was worried about a fast start for UConn. Now his team trying to play from behind. First subs, or more subs, I should say, at this whistle. Aubrey Griffin out, Aaliyah Edwards out. And Dorky Uhas comes into the ball game again. Caroline Ducharme makes her game debut for the Huskies. Mule drives, kicks to a cutting Uhas.
Smart pass from Mule. Seeing all the blue jerseys converge on her. Nice job by Uhas moving without the ball.
There's Cooks working on Patterson. Nice touch by the grad student wearing blue. Sydney Cooks. Mule again for 3. 3 for 3 from long range for Nika Mule.
It's exactly what her team needed from her here this afternoon. And a mindless turnover there by Seton Hall. As they inbounded the ball, they stepped in bounds. Terrific kick. That's so hard to defend. That pass from Ducharme underneath the hoop, all the way out to the three-point line.
UConn, a 42% shooting team from 3 in the season so far. They're at 66% now. Here's another from Ducharme, and it goes.
I can't help but think the way Ducharme has been playing lately, hitting a 3 immediately will do so much for her confidence.
Right. Park Lane drives, floats, no. 2 Huskies fight for the rebound. Well, a clear strategy here. Seton Hall collapsing into the paint, and UConn looking for the kick out and making the Pirates pay by making the shots. Foul going to be on
Cooks is a leader. She's a leader for this team. Bozzella loves her. Grad student talking to her team, trying to get them fired up.
So Mule goes to the bench, and Ines Betancourt comes into the ball game, the freshman for UConn, to get some minutes early in this one. Huskies on another 6-0 run over the last half minute. I call Patterson for a step. So,
yeah, just moving a little too quick.
A couple things we didn't see Sunday against Florida State. We never saw Betancourt in the game, and Ayanna Patterson only played 2 minutes, both in early in this one against Seton Hall.
Patterson came in very quickly. Betancourt just entered. And it's a difficult assignment for Betancourt.
Park Lane misses on the shot. Uhas with the rebound.
Communication will be so key with how they want to guard the screen on the ball against Park Lane. Betancourt just got away with a left arm shiver.
Nice pass from Uhas to a streaking Ducharme.
Smart cut there by Ducharme. She moves so exceptionally well without the ball.
As Park Lane runs into two Huskies, kicks it out. Alexia Alesh, no, on the three.
She's one of the post players who shoots the ball well from long range for Seton Hall. They've just been cold.
It's going to be a foul. No, it's going to be a travel.
So it all starts there. Uhas, we talked about how she makes plays. Just stepping to the ball the way she did opened up that backside, and then the smart cut by Ducharme off her back.
Park Lane jumped up and down like she thought she'd been called for a foul. Instead, it was a travel and a turnover by UConn. 8-0 Husky run here over the last minute and a half. Here's Cooks. Ducharme reaches in and steals it away.
Good team defense.
Tried to get it into either Edwards or Uhas. Back the other way. Higgins kicks out. Around to Park Lane for three and got it.
Smart play by Seton Hall to make UConn pay for that turnover.
So Aaliyah Edwards is back in the ball game. Ayanna Patterson has gone to the bench. Here's Edwards with the ball as we get inside the final minute of quarter number one. Again, another turnover.
The sixth turnover that UConn has had early.
Throwing the ball into a crowd there. Park Lane goes to the rim and gets fouled.
You know, some turnovers you can live with, right? You try to be aggressive. Some of it, Seton Hall has played some good defense, but sometimes, you know, that last turnover, their sixth turnover, was sort of a mindless, just toss it into the lane.
And if there are things to criticize with this squad of late, it's been a lot of those, you know, balls thrown into crowds or trying to make a pass that's almost an impossible pass instead of showing a little more patience.
Yeah, to have 69 turnovers in the last 3 games, that's not,
it's just a number.
Not typical UConn.
Yeah.
And obviously their personnel has been, you know, decimated with injuries. Another turnover.
Ball knocked away from Edwards. Pirates push the pace. Higgins has to stop, kick it out. They go to Park Lane. Now the Pirates will hold, try and set up a last shot.
Be a big confidence boost if Seton Hall can get a shot in the bucket here.
Mule back into the game. Park Lane tries to shoot over the top. No. It's going to go out of bounds as the time expires in quarter number one. Well, just what Tony Bozzella didn't want. The Huskies getting off to a fast start. And good on UConn for doing so. Huskies by 15 after 1. Back at XL Center in Hartford, time to check on our UConn Fan Choice Poll question presented by Dunkin'. Today we're asking you which player has had the most impressive start to the season. To vote, go to sny.tv/votegame, like you see there on the blue line there on the screen. Cast your vote. Very interested to hear what you have to say later on in today's contest. And now, Coolmo's Court Vision is brought to you by Yale New Haven Health.
Well, Seton Hall wanted to make a focus of taking away the 3. But here, really smart play by Ducharme to get in. Now watch this. See, everybody is looking at the ball and packed in the lane. Ducharme wisely kicks it out to Mule, who's wide open, and makes the defense pay. Now similarly, Lopez Seneschal gets the ball and then kicks it out to the opposite wing. All the defenders were looking at the ball. Really smart basketball there by UConn.
So after the Huskies started the opening quarter on a hot streak, they turned the ball over 4 times in the last 2 minutes of that opening quarter. And, you know, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that's been their Achilles heel of late is, you know, playing really good basketball. And then they have these, you know, these stretches where they make these mistakes. Some of it is inflicted and some of it is self-inflicted.
So here's Park Lane guarded by Uhas. That'll be Hagens. No. Mule fights for the rebound. Taken by Bembry, but Juhas was there to block the pass attempt. Aaliyah Edwards out ahead of the pack, and a nice pass from Mule.
Edwards knows if she runs the floor, her guards are going to get her the ball.
Park Lane inside. This is Cooks. Double teamed. The kick. Wright is able to grab it up. Amari Wright drives, cut off by Ducharme. Here's Cooks. She steps back from Juhas and got a 2. Sydney Cooks and Lauren Park Lane, the only 2 players for the Pirates that have scored in this ball game so far. They have split Seton Hall's 12 points.
Well, they're all Big East players. You see a foul there committed
Amari Wright.
Amari Wright. UConn just gets the ball up the floor in a hurry. That's when they are at their best, turning defense into offense.
And that's that Nika Mule pace running the point that the Huskies missed in her absence.
You know, as the season goes along, they will get better with some of the turnovers they've had.
Ducharme missed the shot, rebound knocked around. Juhas comes away with it, tried to get it to Edwards. It's knocked out of bounds.
And that's that extra pass, being a little unselfish. Juhas, shoot that ball.
Take it to the rim. So that is turnover number 8 for UConn against 4 for Seton Hall. Yet the Huskies have the 15-point lead. By the way, takeaways also from the first quarter. Nika Mule has already equaled her season high in scoring. Park Lane misses. Rebound thrown out of bounds by Seton Hall off of Ducharme. Who was that over there? Was that Bembry? No, that was Wright, 22. Oh, it was Bembry. Maria, what are you seeing over there?
Well, Alan, you were talking about the turnovers, and that's something that, of course, Chris Daly addressed in the huddle. She said Seton Hall is packing it in the paint. We keep trying to make those passes and forcing them inside, but that's not going to work. She said, let's look for some secondary options. She wants the guards to space the floor, and she wants them to keep communicating to each other.
Well, how about that 3 right there, Maria?
Yes.
That'll open up the defense.
First points of the day for Lopez Seneschal. Cooks from outside, no. Nobody there wearing blue. UConn rebound by Ducharme.
Well, Seton Hall is going to run back, and they're not going to give up another layup on the break.
Juhas. Nicely done. Timeout, Seton Hall. Tony Bozzella told us he's a guy to save his timeouts and stretch that last minute of the period. He needs one early in the second. And perhaps a little last-minute holiday shopping going on at the gift shop.
I'll have to try to hit that.
I was going to say, you have all your shopping done, right? Watching this UConn offense operate today against Seton Hall, a couple things that have stood out to you, Meg?
Well, Seton Hall rushed back defensively to not give up anything in transition. Now, freeze it here. Now, Dorka was covered down there. Watch what a good job Aaliyah Edwards does by coming down, right, and setting a screen on Juhas's player wide open for the shot. Quick in transition. Really good teamwork. Nice quick shot. Nice job by Edwards to set that screen.
Think about if you're trying to pack the paint in and take that away from UConn. It's a team that normally shoots 52% from the floor and 42% from long range. And that strategy is going to get foiled when UConn is shooting 65% from the floor and 66% from 3.
And I also feel it's early enough in the season that some of these statistics are not necessarily indicative of how this team is going to shoot for the course of the season.
Yeah.
Like, I think UConn is a better shooting team than they have shot. And, a lot of it, too, is because their lineup has been so jumbled. So many players have been in and out.
A couple of bad games will bring those numbers down quickly. So UConn with a 20-point lead here early in quarter number 2. Here is Pinckney, the East Hartford player. And there'll be a lot of folks up in section 221 making some noise about that.
There's about 1,000 kids from East Hartford that are here cheering her on. A great kid. We got some of East Hartford represented.
Yep.
And Tony Bozzella couldn't talk enough about Pinckney. What a great kid she is. How hard she works. You know, she's got great energy, great kid. She tries so hard, works so hard, never complains. Just a dream to coach.
Led her team to a state championship here in Connecticut for East Hartford a season ago. Here's Jayla Jordan for three. Jordan, one of 6 players added to the Seton Hall roster via the transfer portal during the offseason.
They have a lot of experience out there.
Betancourt to Mule. Mule for 3. Another.
Bozzella just leaned over. Like, are you kidding me?
Mule, a 32% three-point shooter this season.
Just created that turnover as well.
She's 100% today. Into Edwards. They collapse 3 players on her. She'll get fouled trying to go strong to the rim.
Foul charge, number 4, Jayla Jordan.
32%.
So Nika keeping her, you know, not getting in foul trouble, keeping her feet active, hands active. Nice job creating that turnover. Then gets the ball up the floor to Edwards, who ran to get position and then got herself fouled.
So Aaliyah Edwards at the free throw line, having set a new career high in scoring in each of the last 2 games for UConn. When I started jotting down some notes for this game, the first thing I put under Aaliyah's line was leading the way when her team needed her the most.
Yeah, Aaliyah Edwards is just such a talented young lady, and we haven't seen it throughout her entire career, but boy, has she started this season just with a different mindset. It's nice to see.
Here's Amari Wright, misses. Ines Betancourt in the game. Aubrey Griffin, the kick out, there's Mule. Now Uhas. Griffin, throw to the corner 3, no. Betancourt with the rebound. Edwards from the elbow.
That was really good ball movement. Nice job tracking down the offensive rebound.
And a 7-0 run for UConn. Mule will get hammered on a screen by Maya Bembry and draw the foul. Now, Nika Mule in this game already has a new season high in scoring and a career high for made threes in a game. 4 made threes.
Much to the dismay of Tony Bozzella, who took his chances, wanted to take away Lopez Seneschal, which they've done a pretty good job of that. He didn't expect Mule to shoot the way she has.
Edwards tried to feed through to Patterson, and that reaction from Aaliyah probably says all you need to know about the rethinking of that pass.
Maybe she's channeling what her head coach would be saying to her after that turnover.
Is Gino doing telepathic messages here?
For her sake, I hope not.
A new talent we didn't even know. Here's Park Lane, guarded by Griffin. Drives in, was double teamed. Bembry to Cooks, throws up a 3, yes.
Oh yeah, Cooks can knock that down. He's 35% three-point shooter.
9 points for Sydney Cooks today. Leading the way for the Pirates. Gonna be a foul on UConn.
Illegal screen there by Patterson. Just a little too aggressive. Trying to free up a teammate. That's a tough one, you know. Your teammates got to run their defender into you, or you just have to stand there. You can't move your feet to create that contact.
So Griffin out of the game. And Ducharme in. Edwards with the steal. Can she save it? No, just caught the line with the dribble when she tried to keep it in bounds. But the crowd here at XL appreciating the effort.
Oh yeah, terrific effort. Great active hands in that passing lane. Edwards is doing it on both sides of the ball, or of the court. You know, CD, specializing in the post players there, talking to Aubrey Griffin about something specifically she wants her to do. You know, the great coaches, when the player comes out, that's when you have to tell them exactly what you want them to hear. Now Chris has just got double duty because then she's got it out today without Gino here. Has to stand up and coach the team, but she's going to keep doing her job.
Just joining us, in case you didn't know, announced yesterday that Gino Auriemma would not coach the Husky squad in this game today. After not coaching against Florida State Sunday at Mohegan Sun. Coach saying he's just been feeling under the weather. He's had a lot going on, obviously, away from basketball. If you've followed some of the headlines, passing his mom. And taking some time to regroup and feel better.
And there have been a few viruses going around of late. So, yeah, obviously just physically shut down. You know, he's physically was run down, and obviously losing his mom, not ideal. She's just was an unbelievable human being. But we certainly send him our good wishes. Get well.
Yep. I hope to see him back when the Huskies resume action after the holidays with a road trip to Creighton. Another turnover by UConn. And they'll call the foul on Mule. She was inside the restricted area. Tried to stand up and take the charge, but it was too late.
Yeah, a little too late inside the arc. Nice focus there by Bembry to score while knowing she was going to collide with Mule.
Got to give the player reasonable space to come down, and so Maya Bembry, the senior from West Orange, New Jersey, playing in her 100th collegiate game, steps to the free throw line. And adds the extra for Seton Hall. Maria?
Guys, Chris Daly told me today, Nika Mule is our energy. She pushes the pace and has the best feel for what we want to do. I asked Aaliyah Edwards about this, and she said she feels more organized when Nika is on the floor, saying her energy has a domino effect. She also said there's a high expectation for Nika to help as a leader. That makes her and the rest of the team want to reciprocate that.
Well, reciprocating threes there for UConn. They get the three from Ducharme to stop the 6-0 Pirate run. But then Seton Hall answers right back. Mule with another corner three, too strong. Bembry with the rebound for the Pirates. From the corner, Jordan, no, way too strong. Loose ball. Mule gets it.
Great hustle by Mule.
What are we doing here? They stopped it for...
There was a problem with the shot clock. What hustle there by Mule. Love it.
All right, 3:08 to go, second quarter. I didn't see them adjust the shot clock, but that's okay. Edwards saw space and made it go.
What a smart basketball play by Edwards. That's a sign of her growth and evolution as a basketball player.
12 points for Aaliyah Edwards. Here's Park Lane. Driving on Lopez Seneschal, who gets the block.
Smart defense by Lopez Seneschal. There, the turnover because bad pass from UHAS. UConn got lucky. Seton Hall handed it back to them.
I see your turnover, and I raise you one. How did that pass get through to UHAS?
Great pass from Ducharme. Really good vision. That young lady sees the floor exceptionally well.
So Dorka UHAS, 3 of 4 from the floor. 6 points to go along with 5 rebounds and 3 assists.
And a nice catch from UHAS with that left hand. That's got that healing fractured thumb.
The thumb split. A nice play through traffic for Azana Baines, another one of those transfer students for Seton Hall. So UConn, 4 of their last 5, make it 5 of their last 6. Another 3 for Ducharme.
Gosh, it means so much to UConn for Ducharme to get in sync offensively. Talk about an early Christmas gift.
Yeah, there's a steal. Mule got a hand in on the ball. Huskies run. Ducharme splits players. Got the layup.
She's looking like the Caroline Ducharme of old.
Isn't she now? Into the final minute of this quarter just about. Gary Apple and Kara Walters standing by with first half highlights and analysis on the UConn women's basketball halftime show presented by Duncan. May not have enough time at halftime to show all the highlights of all the players that have contributed so strongly to this one. There's a foul underneath.
I mean,
it's going to be on Edwards.
You know, you talk about what UHAS brings to this team. She works so hard. Now here she is over here, okay? Now watch the way great footwork, right? Gets herself into position. She gets her body in front of her defender, works hard, and then the nice pass coming in. It's all about working hard before the ball comes in. It helps when your teammates throw great passes as well.
Park Lane misses on the three. Amari DeBerry into the ball game for UConn. First time today. So Caroline Ducharme, 13 points, 3 of 4 from long range. Oh, Griffin missed the layup. Got her own rebound, though. DeBerry will put up a 3. No. Nobody there for UConn to try and rebound that one. 30 seconds to go in quarter number 2. And that goes for Cooks. Cooks leading the way for Seton Hall. Lopez Seneschal doesn't get that to go. Ball going to be knocked out of bounds. That'll stay with UConn. Lauren Park Lane with that last Cooks basket has just set the all-time Seton Hall record for assists.
That's a heck of a stat. Seton Hall's had some outstanding players over the years come through that program.
Yeah.
Quite an honor.
Lopez Seneschal from the free throw line. Good. 2 seconds. 1. Park Lane from midcourt. No. Well, if you're UConn, yeah, maybe a few too many turnovers, but you have to like the way you've been able to put points on the board. 53 through 2 quarters. It is UConn 53, Seton Hall 31 at halftime.
CD, fun to have you join us here. You've got to be thrilled with the way your team came out, particularly. All right, hey, I'm sorry. I don't want to mess up your hair. I know the hair is an issue. I don't want to mess it up.
All right.
But you got to feel good about the way your team came out offensively and shot the ball exceptionally well.
Yeah, our defense was really good. I'm not happy with the last few minutes. I thought we turned the ball over trying to make not very smart plays. But our offense, we've made shots. We just have to make sure we come out in the second half and push the ball like we did the first half. We don't want a repeat of Florida State.
All right, thanks, CD. Good luck the second half.
Thank you.
Associate head coach Chris Daly on our halftime interview presented by PC Richard & Son. Inside XL Center, downtown Hartford, we get ready for the start of quarter number 3 in this getaway day game for UConn's women's basketball before the players and coaches disperse for the holidays. With Megan Cuomo, I'm Alan Bestwick. Well, fair to call the first half of that one the Nika Mule show. I mean, she's never had a career double-double, and she's close entering the third quarter.
It's pretty impressive after 20 minutes, right? She did everything well for this team, and I don't think she was happy with the way she played after Florida State on Sunday. Coming out, knocking down threes early, and that just did so much for the psyche of this team. But she did an outstanding job of getting the ball up the floor in transition, kicking to her teammates who need it. Here, the terrific drive and dish to UHAS, reading the defense really well. 12.7 assists, but it's the efficiency with which she shot the ball is the most impressive.
4 of 5 from long range, 4 of 6 overall. Got a couple of fouls, 1 turnover, and a steal thrown in there as well. The line on Mule. So ready for the third quarter. It is Aaliyah Edwards, Mule, Aubrey Griffin, Dorka UHAS, and Lou Lopez Seneschal, the 5 on the floor for UConn. Shaylin Hagens, Lauren Park Lane, Maya Bembry, Sydney Cooks, and Shaylin Pinckney, the 5 on the floor for the Seton Hall Pirates. Pirates collapse into the paint again. Nice step around by UHAS, shot wide right. Griffin, oh, hard fall. She skied for the rebounds, and she and Cooks undercut.
Boy, she landed hard. How tough is that kid to get up? Watch 44, you see her go up. And she landed, you know, her right arm looked to be on the bottom, but her body landed rather evenly.
Yes.
As if that makes it better.
And they'll stop the game. Griffin was trying to stay in the game, but they'll stop the game and sub for her as she rubs that right wrist. Though does all the high fives going down the line with that hand on the bench, so I'm sure we'll see her again.
What a tough kid.
Yeah, that's a hard fall. Caroline Ducharme into the game for UConn. There's Edwards.
Oh, nice cut by Uhas. And see, that's why when you're a good passer like Edwards is, turn and face. Nice dish to Uhas, who moved well without the ball.
So 55-31 for UConn. Here's Park Lane. Here's Cooks. And that was a nice cut by Bembry and a good pass from Cooks.
Nice extra pass there from Cooks.
It's a sloppy pass there, but UConn hung out of possession. Edwards just outside the free throw line. And that'll be saved in bounds by Shaylin Pinckney for Seton Hall. Lauren Park Lane held to 2 of 10 shooting by UConn in the first half. Pinckney drives, no. And Ducharme with the rebound. And hang on to it for a second. Lopez Seneschal, no. Ball on the floor. Somebody will get it. It'll be Maya Bembry for Seton Hall. Park Lane stops. He's going to get fouled. That's going to be kind of a touch foul. And you see what the UConn defense has done to Seton Hall's leading scorer.
Well, she was obviously a focus for UConn defensively. That's the great respect they have for her, for how effective she could be on the offensive end. Cooks scoring again there for Seton Hall.
That's 14 for Cooks. Her season high is 29. Give you an idea of her offensive potential for the Pirates. Lopez Seneschal with the quick release in the bucket. That's 2.
She wasn't happy with the last shot that hit the side of the backboard. I just knew this kid was going to jack it up again quickly.
Park Lane.
Shooters shoot.
Yes. That'll be out of bounds off UConn and a turnover to Seton Hall. We talk about Lopez Seneschal, right? That was just 0.6 and 7 for her. 3 of 6, 1 of 3 from long range. Seton Hall and Park Lane, who's been defending her a lot, really did a good job of taking Lou out of the UConn offense.
And that was a big focus of Tony Bozzella before the game. He wanted to take her out of the game. Don't let her shoot 52% from long range.
Another pass, tried to get it into Ducharme, and that's turned over. It was Pinckney who got a hand on the ball for Seton Hall.
Second turnover in a row for Nika Mule, just trying to thread the needle.
Hooks in the paint, works on Uhas. Uhas went straight up, 3 bounces and in.
I thought that was pretty smart defensive play by Uhas. Strong move by Cooks.
Stay out of foul trouble. So 20 points is the UConn lead. Edwards looking for some help. Here it comes from Lopez Seneschal. Uhas for 2. No. Edwards, nice rebounding effort over Cooks.
Great extra effort there by Aaliyah Edwards to keep that offensive possession alive for UConn.
14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists for Aaliyah Edwards. It's going to be a foul on Cooks, I believe.
That's just wanting the ball more, being in good position. And defensively, Seton Hall did not box out.
So Sydney Cooks, who has been the offense, much of it for Seton Hall, takes a seat on the bench after that foul call. Meantime, Aubrey Griffin back on the floor for UConn. Good to see. Aaliyah Edwards strong with the left hand and draws the foul.
That young lady is unstoppable. Really good recognition. You see 44 there, Aubrey Griffin ran through the lane, took her defender with her. There was a wide open left side of the lane. Smart move by Edwards to take advantage.
gets the extra for Aaliyah, who has nearly doubled her production in points and rebounding from a season ago. Bembry, way too strong. Deshawn gets the rebound for UConn. Something hard to see, too. Very vocal was Aaliyah Edwards on the defensive possession with her teammates around her. Tries to spin, cut off well. Somehow gets through the double
You know, how
team.
about the confidence that she's playing with? She just feels unstoppable. Every time she catches the ball, she scores, and in very different ways.
Foul called on Mule there.
Well, look, one-on-one, you really, nice face-up, and now she goes high, knowing she's going to come back low, but uses great poise and patience, gathers herself, and then finishes.
I'm telling you, there's superpowers in that mask somewhere.
Well, you know, she's kept that mask on.
Yeah.
She doesn't need it anymore, but it gives her a little bit of peace of mind and some confidence that she's not going to re-injure that nose. And it's just, at this point, it's sort of a mental thing. And you know what? It's only weird if it doesn't work.
That's right. So that was the third foul on Mule. And Lauren Park Lane can't convert them both. Way ahead of the pack. Griffin with a bucket.
Great pass from Mule. Another great run out there by Griffin.
Right. Now Barnes. On Edwards. Wow. How about that one from Azana Baines?
Terrific athletic move by Baines.
Mule will go end to end. Long rebound on the long miss from Park Lane, and Jordan will miss on that one.
Nice box out by Lopez Seneschal.
Managed to pull that in. Oof. That was one of those soft passes that almost got UConn in trouble there. Here's Griffin. Steps in. No.
That's a nice, strong dribble and pull-up. Use the backboard.
Park Lane. Draws contact and a foul. It's going to be on Griffin and leads us to the media timeout midway through quarter number 3. How about this? Nika Mule airing it out to Aubrey Griffin on the run. So UConn by 28 midway through quarter number 3. Leading scorer for the Huskies has been Aaliyah Edwards with 19.
Well, and I love the confidence that she's playing with, right? So you see this offensive sequence, okay? So she catches the ball. Now, pause it right there. You see Aubrey Griffin cuts through the lane, right? Now, look how this is all open. Great recognition by Edwards to just drive through, use the left hand nicely. She didn't make that move last year, right? Face up, see what's happening, and attack. Really nice play by Griffin, and ultimately outstanding play by Edwards.
See there, 8 of 11 from the floor for Aaliyah Edwards. She is shooting 62% on the season for the Huskies from the floor, and is first in the Big East and 13th in the nation in field goal percentage. So Lauren Park Lane steps to the free throw line for Seton Hall. Park Lane, the senior from Wilmington, Delaware, set the all-time Seton Hall assist record earlier in the game. Player that averages 21 points a game has just gotten her 8th point of the ball game in this one. Let's try and change it up. A little front court pressure. Lopez Seneschal.
Well, against a team that's been turning it over, as UConn has of late.
Why not?
You know, it's a smart move to try to press.
Sorry to say Lopez Seneschal was alone, but Park Lane got back on defense to prevent the shot. Here's Uhas, that's short. Griffin with the offensive rebound. Back inside the Uhas, working hard on Cooks. No. Almost got her own rebound, knocked it away. That's going to be a travel on Deshawn.
Just shuffled her feet a little bit, but you got to give Aubrey Griffin credit for keeping that offensive possession alive with 2 different offensive rebounds.
16th UConn turnover of the game. That is going to be Baines. He's going to get called for the offensive foul. Lowered that left shoulder.
She did lower, and I'm just laughing because Lopez Seneschal, maybe it's from watching World Cup, a little bit dramatic with that defensive fallback as if she was hit so hard.
There's that pressure, almost got a steal, did right. Huskies, Griffin got whacked on the head, finds Uhas for a bucket.
Nice hesitation by Uhas to give herself the wide open look. But good poise by UConn to not turn it over. They almost did.
Park Lane with the floater, no. Rebound, Mule. Look at her push the pace to break that pressure. Lopez Seneschal for 3.
That's where she has made such an impact. Knocking down the threes, especially on the break, are devastating to the defense.
Husky lead grows to its largest of the ball game, 31 points. Park Lane looking for some help on a screen to get away from Aubrey Griffin. There's Kay Satterfield. She'll draw contact and shoot free throws. Well, this is certainly one way to... Well, that's Aubrey Griffin getting clunked on the head, not getting a call.
Pretty bounce pass, though. Nice patience by Uhas. And then spot up. It's just demoralizing when the defense runs back to get back and try to get in the lane, not give up anything easy. You can't take away a layup in the lane and the three-pointer. Lopez Seneschal wisely set up outside that three-point line.
That pace from Mule to get the ball up the court never gave Seton Hall a chance to apply the pressure they were looking to. So here's Kay Satterfield, who is now, you may remember her from her time with Xavier against UConn in the seasons past. She transferred to Seton Hall and makes the free throws there. Pirates set up the pressure again. Those passes have to be firmer coming in like that. Am I wrong with that? That softer pass is asking to be stolen by a quick player.
Well, you got to pass with authority. You can't do anything soft.
Lopez Seneschal, top of the key, yes.
Nice job using the screen, curling. Just reads the floor so well and where she needs to be on it.
Wright lost a handle. Satterfield will get on the floor. And that'll be Griffin who touched the end line with her foot in possession of the ball, Joe Basile says. And he's right there. So it goes over to, it was Satterfield rather. It goes over to UConn. Good to see Griffin back in the ball game after the hard thump she took earlier. Ines Betancourt into the game now for UConn.
And you forget, fans may forget, last year, Griffin was out with not only ankle surgery, but she had back surgery. So to see her fall that hard, you hold your breath.
It's cut off in the lane. That pass was too tall.
Yeah, another forced pass.
Satterfield tries to go end-to-end. Shot comes up on the bottom of the rim.
Good defense there by Griffin, particularly not coming down and whacking her on the arm and getting a foul.
We haven't been many fouls called in the game. 9 on each team through almost 3 full quarters.
I think the refs want to get home from the holiday as well.
Betancourt, nice look to Uhas for 3. Couldn't make her pay.
Good box out that time by Seton Hall.
Ball thrown up, Shaylin Hagens. And she will shoot free throws. The foul will be on Lopez Seneschal. UConn women's basketball hosts defending national champion South Carolina here at the XL Center Sunday, February 5th. Visit UConnTickets.com and build your own mini plan package and secure your ticket for what's going to be a must-see matchup. Lopez Seneschal subs out by associate head coach Chris Daly. Caroline Ducharme back into the ball game, and here is Shaylin Hagens shooting free throws. Transfer from Penn State. Played around 25 minutes a game all 3 years for the Nittany Lions, and has improved all of her numbers this year going into the lineup for Tony Bozzella and Seton Hall. A couple of free throws there.
She's been a great addition to this team. She's had double figures in 7 of 10 games.
Yeah.
Talk about coming in and making your presence felt immediately. Give her credit.
Aubrey Griffin with her quickness.
For making her presence felt.
Here's Shaylin Pinckney from East Hartford. Reset out to Park Lane, calling for a screen. Gets it from Satterfield. Gets away from Betancourt. Gets it to Satterfield. That shot won't go. UConn skies for the rebound. Betancourt ahead. Pinckney saw it coming as she tried to hit Aaliyah Edwards. I think that last play by Aubrey Griffin was good for our Take It to the Rim moment. Brought to you by Duncan. What do you think?
No question about it. How about it? You got to give Edwards a little credit for setting somewhat of a screen, but great quick step, explosive is a great word to describe Aubrey Griffin.
Betancourt to Uhas. Pinckney quick to close out Griffin. Edwards drives left hand. She will draw the contact and the foul. Who's that on the floor? Is that Satterfield? Yes.
Now, again, another great take, but you gotta love the effort by Satterfield to get there and put herself right in the line of fire with Edwards driving hard to the basket, but didn't get there in time, got called with the block.
Look at those numbers for Aaliyah Edwards. Again today for UConn. Six rebounds, 3 assists, just 1 foul, and that's an area, again, little things, but that's been greatly improved this year for Aaliyah Edwards.
Yeah, maturity, decision-making, being in better shape, being in the right place at the right time, being mentally sharp, all of that plays in.
So Dorka Uhas will take a seat, and the freshman Ayanna Patterson will come into the ball game for UConn. Final minute, quarter number 3. Park Lane drives on Griffin. No, Griffin there for the rebound, but knocked it away. And that's going to be a step by Higgins and a turnover to UConn. So 50.9 to go in this third quarter. Huskies have outscored the Pirates 26-15 so far in the quarter. And now the front court pressure by Seton Hall. Griffin will come get the ball. Tried to get it inside to Patterson.
Impossible angle. CD just yelled at her. That's just, you know, not a good play.
Collision, Betancourt and Satterfield as went after a loose ball.
Yeah, Satterfield has taken her lumps here.
And Betancourt took a second to get up off the floor and rubbing her jaw a little bit, but the freshman will hang in there. She'll get called for the foul, though, and so it will be free throws for Kay Satterfield. Here's a funny thing about the former Xavier player. She had her best games for Xavier statistically against Seton Hall. Transfers to Seton Hall, and when they played Xavier this season, had her best game of this season against Xavier. And good on both free throws there for Satterfield. 30 seconds to go, quarter number 3. 31-point lead for the Huskies, despite turning the ball over 18 times.
Imagine that, 18 turnovers, and they've got 79 points.
Patterson picks up her dribble, throws it off the foot of Satterfield.
So Chris Daly's saying to her, you can't make that pass there. She was lucky it was kicked.
Yes, she was. Shot clock goes off, and UConn will have a chance here with 14.3 for the final possession of the quarter.
Well, you know, this is a great opportunity for this group out there to get a good play or turn it over.
right off Betancourt's hands, right into Chris Daly. And she just looks up like, really?
Oh, UConn lucky it's still their ball.
I thought that went off Betancourt. Sharp, drive, kick, whistle, stepped on the end line before she passed. Turnover. So 5.4 to go for Seton Hall to try and get a couple of points here at the end of this quarter.
Griffin, you see there on the screen, face guarding Lauren Park Lane. thought she was.
And Park Lane still found a way to get a shot off, and a clean shot, but it misses. And quarter number 3 ends with Seton Hall not getting a shot from the floor for the last 5 minutes and 42 seconds. 79-48, Huskies lead after 3. Time to check out our UConn Fan Choice Poll presented by Duncan. Today we asked you which players had the most impressive start to the season. Kind of close between the first one on the list and the third one on the list, but Aaliyah Edwards was your choice. 40% to 32% over Nika Mule. We appreciate your participation. Our game reset presented by your local New England Honda dealers. 31-point lead for the Huskies to start the fourth. They've held the Hall's leading scorer, Lauren Park Lane, who averages 21 a game, to just 9. And Aaliyah Edwards, her 5th 20-plus point game and 3rd straight this season.
Her consistency has been really impressive early on, especially when you think about, look at those are just two of the players who are sitting out. Two pretty significant players in women's college basketball, Paige Beckers and Azzi Fudd.
Sharon Higgins to start the fourth rather. Ball goes off of Dorky Uhas out of bounds. Seton Hall will get the possession. Let's borrow one of Gino's lines because it's a good one. What's that? 45, 50 points a game sitting there in sweats on the bench right now?
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, you think about, the turnovers that they've had, but think about what is not playing on this team. And yet they've got 79 points. And yet they haven't had Paige Beckers all season. She got hurt in the summer as Park Lane hits a 3. But Azzi Fudd was, such an integral part of their offense and their overall game because she plays such great defense as well.
Yeah.
She's been out since the Notre Dame game in early December.
Again, the 3 to 6 week time frame given for her return. What a pass from Edwards to Griffin. 3 to 6 week time frame for her return means we could, as Maria reported earlier, see her anywhere from just after Christmas to almost the end of January, beginning of February. Uhas with the block on Park Lane. Satterfield will pick up the loose ball and put it in. So 30-point UConn lead. Actually, scoring monitor a little slow to update. How about 28? There's Aaliyah Edwards. No. Lauren Park Lane. Another pull-up jumper that didn't go. Park Lane today shooting just 3 of 18. Mule Edwards knocked away. That's Pinkney, no.
I like that decision by Mule right there. They don't need to play too helter-skelter. Pull it back out, run some of the shot clock, run offense.
Uhas was trying to find a cutting Lopez Seneschal. Mule will go to the bucket instead. She'll get fouled and shoot free throws.
Foul charge 0. Alexia.
Well, another really stellar game for Nika Mule, as she has 14 points, a career high of made 3-pointers in a game in this one, and 9 assists, one away from her first career double-double. Now shooting free throws. Remember, at the end of the Florida State game on Sunday, had a few crucial free throws to hit to help lock up the UConn win. Will be 16 points for Mule. Her career high is 19. There's Cook, started by Uhas. Shot clock winding down to 5 for Seton Hall. Park Lane will hoist up a long 3 and make it. Timeout, Seton Hall. UConn 83-56, 7.5 to go in the ballgame. The score and the setting at XL Center in Hartford as UConn women's basketball leads conference rival Seton Hall in their last game before the holiday break. 6 Huskies in double figures in scoring, led by Aaliyah Edwards. What's we laughing at?
How about just the way that the different ways? How about this nice pull that ball through, strong dribble, get the defense on your back, face up from the top of the key, just blow by your defender. And then I love the patience on this play. See where the defense is, dribble right, come back strong left, up and under. Just showing the diversity of ways in which she can score the ball. Really strong effort here this afternoon. 21 points on 8 of 12.
After upping her career high in each of the last 2 games for UConn. Edwards on the bench at this point. Ayanna Patterson, Nika Mule, Lou Lopez Seneschal, Caroline Ducharme, and Aubrey Griffin, the 5 into the ball game for UConn.
It's funny with Aaliyah Edwards, you know, all this time her coaching staff has expected this of her. Well, now I think she expects it of herself, and that's the biggest difference.
I think we were talking about that earlier, just the determination. Nobody was more upset than Aaliyah Edwards at her production last season and the way she played. And that's a great sign. Here's Ducharme, back iron. Satterfield chases down the rebound for Seton Hall. I believe Maria was listening in on that last UConn huddle. What's the topic du jour, Maria?
Hey, Alan. Well, even though there's a big lead, this is a good opportunity for UConn to practice and execute working through full court pressure. That was what Chris Daly was emphasizing in the huddle. She wants them to take care of the ball desperately, keep their composure. She also wants to see them really running their offense.
Griffin, nice save on that pass. Cut off. Shot clock at 5. Step back shot for Mule, no. Long rebound to Satterfield for Seton Hall. Park Lane will hoist up a quick one. High rim. Patterson with the nice rebound for UConn.
Oh, Ducharme just went down. Looks like she's in pain.
It's going to be a foul on Griffin as she tried to go to the rim. Ducharme is coming up the floor very slowly. And Aaliyah Edwards comes back into the ball game. Well, she'll go back to the sideline because she's coming in for Aubrey Griffin, who's going to the free throw line right now. Oh, got her foot stepped on. She was trying to run away in her left.
Yeah, and she grabbed for her left hip as if she kept moving and her foot stayed. The kids had some. The last thing you want is any problems associated with anything that touches her spine, which is tough to say because that's your entire body, but she's had that neck stiffness.
Yep.
She doesn't need any more problems.
She's had a solid game for UConn. 13 points, 5 of 7 from the floor, 3 of 5 from outside for the sophomore. Here's Park Lane. Works on Mule, gets the shot away. That kid is just, she is quick, and she's not afraid to shoot from anywhere.
Well, she's so explosive, it makes you really appreciate the defensive effort that UConn has done to her.
Oh, what a pass.
Talk about appreciating something. How about that pass from Mule? Paige Beckers liked it.
First career double-double for Nika Mule. 10 assists to go with her 16 points. There's Sydney Cooks, blocked by Patterson. Edwards on the run, and another beautiful pass in.
Mule does such a great job of keeping her head up and seeing what's open up the floor. And another great job by Edwards running the floor terrifically.
There's the 3 from Jayla Jordan, graduate transfer from Philadelphia. Came to the Pirates from Auburn. Pass past the halfway point of the fourth quarter here at XL Center in downtown Hartford. Lou Lopez Seneschal, top of the key, might have been partially blocked. There's Patterson with a rebound. Ducharme with a three. For Ducharme today. That's her season high. Park Lane working on Mule. It's almost like a one-on-one game there. Here's Cooks on the freshman Patterson. Just enough room to toss that shot up. And a timeout. With 4:03 to go in the ball game here in Hartford. UConn 8 away from triple digits. Boy, we've seen some beautiful passes by Mule today. Huskies have led by as many as 33. The advantage is 26 now with 4 minutes to go.
Well, look at this half-court offense. You know, Chris Daly wanted them to focus and continue to execute late in the game as this goes. Now watch this right here. The offense is there. All the defense is up. Really good nonverbal communication between these two, Nika Mule, Lopez Seneschal. Lopez Seneschal, knowing that she's overplayed, cuts back door. The terrific pass from Mule. Just really good half-court offense.
And folks having a really good time on a Wednesday matinee. That's fun. Huskies playing Seton Hall for the 66th time, looking for their 36th consecutive win over the opponent they have played the most in program history. Amari DeBerry into the ball game for the second time for UConn. Has the ball now. On the roll, nice pass from Mule, couldn't make the shot. Lauren Park Lane with 17, Sydney Cooks with 18, only 2 players in double figures for the Pirates. Park Lane had it blocked by Mule.
Wow, Mule doesn't block a lot of shots.
Here's Cooks with the ball out beyond the arc, shot clock running down at 5. Right, defended well by Uhas. Mule will slow it down, and wisely so. Huskies were outnumbered by Pirates on that trip up the court. And going to be a travel.
Chris Daly looked at her and she said, "You did." She dragged her foot.
So the week off for the Huskies for the holidays, but right afterwards, the longest road trip of the season as we go to Omaha to take on Jim Flannery's 21st ranked Blue Jays. Shirts in this NIL era.
Yeah, you know she had to be thinking, come on, I got a coach today. Yeah. At least help out.
Uhas, tall for the rebound. Here's Ganesh Betancourt into the ball game for Mule. DeBerry. And 1.
That was a really good pass from Betancourt. DeBerry was working hard in that low post. You notice a really good pass away from the defense. The help came too late. Good execution by UConn.
Dorky Uhas leaves the game with a double-double. 10 points and 11 rebounds. Ayanna Patterson back into the ball game, and DeBerry can't add the free throw. Shaylin Pinckney for Seton Hall as Satterfield gets the miss and puts it up in. The freshman from East Hartford in her collegiate debut against UConn has had 3 points, 1 of 4 shooting. Almost another turnover there. Betancourt to DeBerry. Patterson, strong to the rim, it doesn't go. But the freshman will get a chance to shoot free throws. So Jim Flannery's Creighton Blue Jays, ranked in the top 25 all season long. They are an experienced team. They're a veteran group. They do what they do really well.
They do. They're tough to play, and especially at home, this will be an incredibly difficult game for UConn right after the break for Christmas to fly out there. I mean, there's never a good time to play at Creighton. They're well coached. They play well together. It'll be a fun game, at least for us.
Gave Stanford a good game last night out on the West Coast. And, you know, to come back from the holiday break and jump right into a matchup like that, I mean, the Huskies are basically...
That's hard, but you know what's harder? Today's game. And that's why, you know, being so early, it's better. Because, you know what, they're getting it over with early, and the kids know they're, you know, for those that may be able to drive home from here, both clubs included, they'll be home by tonight. Many of them will be. But then the UConn kids, I think, are coming back on Christmas Day. You'll have a couple days of practice, and then fly out on the 27th. That's not horrible.
DeBerry is going to get called for the foul as she fought for the rebound there. Yeah, so UConn with those 5 international players on their roster, 2 of them will be able to make it home for Christmas. The other 3 will stay here stateside. And yes, the Huskies need to travel back on Christmas Day because they need to get to practice on the 26th, and then you're on a plane the 27th to head to Omaha.
And, you know, it's just business as usual. That's what you're used to playing as a college basketball player.
That's right. Whistle and a foul again on DeBerry.
You know, the nice thing, though, for these kids, that the foreign kids or kids who live far away who don't get to go home, it is really nice to go to your teammate's house for Christmas and enjoy other people's traditions. It's a lot of fun to do that.
So here's Case Satterfield shooting free throws for Seton Hall. Tony Vizela's Pirates team picked to finish tied for 4th in the Big East in the preseason Coaches Bowl. They play a week from today against Georgetown at home. Then they have Butler New Year's Eve at home. And then a game against St. John's to start the new year. How about Joe Tarnamella's St. John's team?
I love it. Joe's a great guy, and he's done an unbelievable job.
1 minute.
I just know we got to go to dinner the night before the game. That's all I really care about.
And you know it'll be a good place.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Inside of a minute to go. Here's Betancourt. Fires a pass into DeBerry. He gets it to go.
Nice finish by DeBerry.
So on the pluses and the minuses, right? Huskies really offensively efficient today. They're shooting 60% from the floor, 52% from 3. On the, okay, things we need to correct to get into the heart of the season, 21 turnovers in the ball game. That's the downside on the score sheet.
But Chris Daly's got to feel really good. You know, it's yet another game where they're without a key member of the club. In this case, it's the head coach as well as AZ Fudd. That turnover will only add insult to the injury. But you know what? You have the upside. Look at Aaliyah Edwards right there on the screen. She played terrific basketball. They scored 98 points. Yeah. And so, okay, clean up some of those turnovers. How much could they score? Wow. And maybe the fans wanted the 100, and the reason for the turnover, Inesh Betancourt just trying to slow it down and dribble out the clock. Seton Hall wasn't willing to just say, no, we're done playing. I appreciate that. I appreciate their effort. Not going to give up.
So here's Amari Wright shooting free throws for the Hall. So Seton Hall, a team that shoots 45% from the floor during the season, held to 36% in this ball game by the UConn defense, and much lower than that in the first half. And your final score from Hartford on the last game before the holiday break is going to be UConn 98, Seton Hall 73. Chris Daly advances to 15-0 in the head coach role for UConn, filling in for Gino Auriemma today. And for the Huskies, their season record will go now to 9 wins against 2 losses, and they're 2-0 in Big East play. Our player of the game today, presented by CSCU. The votes are in, and we pick Aaliyah Edwards, and why not?
Yeah, she had an outstanding afternoon, efficient from the floor, perfect from the line, you know, 6 rebounds, 4 assists to go with those 23 points. and a good defensive effort as well.
Huskies out-rebound the Pirates 44-26. And Edwards leading 6 UConn players, scoring in double figures today. And for UConn, actually outscored by Seton Hall in that final quarter. But again, the margin of victory is a big one. And they'll go into the holiday break on good tidings and good feelings. Maria Marino is with Chris Daly.
Chris, 6 of your players scored in double figures. How pleased were you with the offensive effort?
I thought our offense was really good. I thought we moved the ball and took good shots, and we made a lot of shots. So I was happy that, you know, we found the open player and they knocked it in.
Third straight game that Aaliyah Edwards has scored 20+. How has she taken her game to another level this season?
I don't know. I think it's just work. You know, she's got to be able to take what the defense has given her, not force the issue, continue to rebound, knock in open shots, and be able to score around the rim, and she's done that.
Another 10+ assist effort for Nika Mule. What does she mean to your team?
You know, having her back is just everything because she's our energy. We go as she goes, and that's good and bad sometimes, but you can never fault her effort or her passion for the game and trying to do what's best for our team.
Another win for you without Gino Auriemma. Do you have a message for Coach?
No, we'll talk to him when we get in there. I need him to come back. I'm over this other stuff.
All right, she's over it. Chris Daly, thank you.
All right. And of course, everyone here wishing Coach Auriemma well. And he goes off into the holiday break watching Nika Mule put up 11 assists and 16 points as the Huskies beat Seton Hall.